Hi, everyone. So, chapter 4 today in Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. Very excited to read for you guys again. Not that everybody else is excited because we don't have so many views. So, if you're here, please like if you like it. If you're here for number 4, you probably like it. So, just subscribe to my channel and like the video, give me a comment, tell me what you think about it. So that we can spread the word a little. There's a lot out there from Neville Goddard, and a lot of it is AI generated. And I'm not against that at all. I think there's a place for everything, and I use AI also all the time. So, of course. But I think that we should be transparent about it. When you use it, you should say it. And when you don't use it, like me now, I am just reading and giving you um, my own ideas on it. Um, that's a different story. So I am reading out of the book and I'm giving you my own opinion. That's it. All right, let's read. Chapter 4, Desire. We understand now how important desire is. Just look at the video from yesterday or the day before. I don't even remember. The changes that take place in your life as a result of your changed concept of yourself always appear to the enlightened to be the result not of a change of your consciousness, but a change, but by chance, other cause, or coincidence. However, the only fate governing your life is the fate determined by your own concepts, your own assumptions. We saw that yesterday. For an assumption, though false, is persistent in, will harden into facts. So even no matter what assumption you hold, true, false, doesn't matter. If you keep focusing on it, it will happen. The ideal you seek and hope to attain will not manifest itself, will not be realized by you until you have imagined that you are already that ideal. I want you to really see what it says here, that it says that you are already that ideal, not that you have already that ideal. You are, which is very important nuance. There is no escape for you except by the radical psychological transformation of yourself, except by your assumption of the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Therefore, make results or accomplishment the crucial test of your ability to use your imagination. Everything depends on your attitude towards yourself. That's it. There's nothing else. So, whatever you are facing right now in life, it comes because it comes out of your imagination. True or false, it doesn't really matter. That which you will not affirm as true of yourself can never be realized by you. For that attitude alone is a necessary condition by which you realize your goal. Whatever you affirm, that is what's going to be realized. Nothing more, nothing less. All transformation is based upon suggestion, and this can work only where you lay yourself completely open to an influence. You must abandon yourself to your ideal, as a woman abandons herself to love. For complete abandonment of self, for complete abandonment of self to it is the way to unite with your ideal. I'm always surprised, or not surprised, of course I'm not surprised, but I'm always in awe for how concise Neville Goddard is capable of writing the sentence. Like that's why it's so hard to read. There's not one word. If you read a word wrong or you miss a word, then you miss the whole sentence because it is so concise. It's really amazing. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled until your assumption has all the sensory vividness of reality. And I have to admit, that is hard on me, hard for me. It's hard for me to really get that vivid imagination for certain things, as I already discussed. For some things it's really easy for me, but then there are other things that I really have a hard time getting to all those details, the smell, the feeling, what I hear, what I sense. So going through all the to make it like vivid, like the vividness, sensory vividness of reality. Such an important 4 words. It's like he makes it really concise. You must imagine that you're already experiencing what you desire. That is, you must assume the feeling of the fulfillment of your desire until you are possessed by it. And this feeling crowds all other ideas out of your consciousness. Meaning, you have to focus on something and let go of all the other feelings, emotions. You just have to focus on that one thing, and everything else has to go. The man who is not prepared for the consciousness plunge into the assumption of the wish fulfilled, in the faith that it is the only way that the realization of his dream, that it is the only way to the realization of his dream, is not yet ready to live consciously by the law of assumption, although there is no doubt that he does live by the law of assumption unconsciously. Wow. Everything that is happening in your life, you created, consciously or subconsciously. So it doesn't really matter. It's all you're doing. But for you who accept this principle and are ready to live by consciously assuming that your wish is already fulfilled, the adventure of life begins. To reach a higher level of being, you must assume a higher concept of yourself. If you will not imagine yourself as other than what you are, then you will remain as you are. If you do not believe that you are he or she, the person that you want to be, then you remain as you are. It's very profound, and it's when you read it, then you might think that it is simple. And it sounds simple because there's like if you believe this, then it's like this is the only thing you have to do. You just have to believe that you're it already. So why is not everybody doing that? Why are we still suffering? If I want to be somebody who doesn't suffer, that's it. I should be able to do that. I should be able to visualize myself as the person that is not suffering in any way, shape, or form, not on any level. And so why is it then that suffering is still showing up? Not the same way that suffering was showing up when I was unconscious, but after waking up, there is still stuff that you. And of course, suffering in a way is maybe the wrong word. Let me say that it is more discomfort that shows up. Suffering is, when I'm thinking about it, I don't think I'm suffering the way that I suffered before. I don't think so. Suffering, no. But there is discomfort and then I transform it. It's true. But I'm still not the person that I would love to be. I'm still not that ideal me. There's still things that I think I could do better. Through the faithful, systematic cultivation of the feeling of the wish fulfilled, desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. Desire, here we are, desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. I was reading this chapter and I'm like, this chapter is named Desire. Why do we talk about assumption, the law of assumption, and the wish fulfilled? I'm like, I don't even read anywhere the word desire. But then, just before the end, the bomb drops. Through the faithful, systematic cultivation of the feeling of the wish fulfilled, desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. Desire, when you have the desire, that becomes the promise. You will get it, of the fulfillment of the desire of the fulfillment. It's like, again, in such a short sentence, everything's in there. Desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. Mic drop. Wow. The assumption of the wish fulfilled makes the future dream a present fact. And that's the end of the chapter on desire. Can you imagine? I'm going to read that sentence again. Desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. And here we are again. Because its own fulfillment means that it is here already, that it is there. The minute you desire something, it's done. So I want to go back to the desire to recognize your true nature. If you have the desire to recognize your true nature, you're a seeker, you want to know. If you have a true desire, then that desire of becoming your true nature becomes the promise that you will, or that you recognize your true nature, its own fulfillment. You will fulfill it. Like if you have the desire, so I would invite you to do something. What is your desire? To recognize your true nature, or to seek your true nature? Isn't that amazing, amazing question? What are you desiring? To be a seeker or to recognize your true nature? It is such a comfort zone to be a seeker. I'm spiritual. I'm on the spiritual path. I am doing all the stuff. You know, if you have a true desire, I did this with all my other things that didn't come true yet. I made a list of all the stuff, not that long, like eight things that I didn't realize yet. And I'm like, do I truly desire those things? Because it's something that it's something that I desire, or I think I desire. But if I would desire it, then I would have it already, because the fulfillment is in the desire. So then I realized that I don't really desire them the way that I thought I desired them. And that's probably the reason why they're not there yet. So I have to reevaluate that. Do I truly desire certain things? Such a good question. So I would invite you to do the same, to really make a list of all the things that you think you desire that didn't come true yet. Okay? And then sit with it and ask yourself, do I truly desire this? Or do I think I desire it because it's going to give me something else that I might truly desire? So, am I desiring the tool, or am I desiring the outcome? And the tool, I think, because I have to that I have to desire the tool in order to live a certain way or to have certain things. And it's the same with recognizing your true nature. Do I desire to be in that enlightened state, recognizing my true nature, or do I desire the search of my true nature? Interesting. I would love for you guys to let me know. And I know this is deep. I know this is deep. And how do I know? Because I don't have so many people watching this video. And if it would be very popular and easy, more people would find it because everybody's Googling Neville Goddard and it would show up. And only when this is like, I am only your mirror. So when you are looking at me, you are watching me, you're listening to me, I am just a representation of your thoughts. I am just yabba dabba dabba dabba. I'll just yabble what you are thinking. And you are just looking in the mirror. This is the unfolding of your own consciousness. And I'm just the instrument, and I'm just tap tap. You see my mouth moving, and you hear words coming out of my mouth. But it is what your think. This is what your consciousness is telling you. Okay, and I'm just a translator. So, and not so many people will be that deep. This is deep, you guys. Desire becomes the promise of its own fulfillment. I leave you with that. And I would love to see if you have value out of this. Okay. I know some people have, a couple of people have, and I really appreciate you guys. But I would love to spread those insights to more people. So help me do that. Spread the word. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and bye for now.